I was booked for vandalism. Hi, I'm Eva, and I hate Rylan Pierce. But can you really blame me? Rylan and I grew up in the same tiny town. For me, music was an escape when things at home got heavy. Dad was always losing jobs, and Mom never had the education to get one. My sister Sky and I started working young just to keep the fridge full. But for Rylan, music meant everything. He wanted the spotlight, the stage, the world.
One day, I'm gonna be rich enough to leave this town and make music that actually makes people feel something.
And what, leave me behind?
No way, you're my inspiration, Eva. I'm taking you with me.
But right after high school, Rylan started singing at this little cafe downtown and got spotted by a music label. He moved to LA with his mom, and for a while we stayed in touch, but then he just cut me off. He didn't answer my calls, never replied to my texts, and one night, I saw him on TV surrounded by girls, smiling without a care in the world. It was obvious he'd forgotten all about me, so eventually, I gave up going after him. We were best friends, and I always thought we could be more, but clearly I was wrong. That was 3 years back, and now he's a superstar with his face splashed across every billboard on Earth. And every time I see him, I'm reminded of his betrayal. Like today. The police let me off with a warning, and I asked Sky to come pick me up.
So, what happened?
I just wanted to have ice cream, but this giant Rylan cutout was in my face. So I gently pushed it aside.
You shredded it to pieces and traumatized a 5-year-old. And this is not even the first time you've reacted like this. You go feral every time you hear Rylan's name. You have a playlist called Songs I'd Sing If Rylan Didn't Leave Me. You're still in love with him.
No, I was never in love with him. I just liked him. A teeny, tiny, microscopic, okay, a medium-sized amount.
You cried enough to sink the Titanic when he left. Look, all I'm saying is you clearly have some unresolved trauma with Rylan. And if you don't start unpacking that, you'll turn into one of those vicious cat ladies who scream at people for laughing.
I tried to close Rylan's chapter and get on with my life. I left my hometown and moved to New York with Sky. I got a haircut, even went on dates, and most of them sucked. But to be fair, it wasn't entirely their fault things didn't work out.
So I'm studying to be a zoologist.
Ah, perfect. As a zookeeper, do you think you could get me a snake? I've been thinking about keeping one as a pet. I'll name him Rylan. Cool, right?
This band makes such good music!
But you know who doesn't make good music? Rylan Pierce. I have this theory that if you remove the background music, he sounds like a dying dolphin. Also, I think he uses auto-tune. Somehow, every conversation circled back to Rylan, which obviously put my dates off. So eventually, I just gave up on love and threw myself into work. I worked for this magazine, where I mostly follow my boss around at fancy events, and I was doing a pretty good job, until one afternoon, everything changed. My boss had opened a golf club, and I was managing the launch event for the magazine when I saw someone familiar. Rylan? I thought I was hallucinating, but my boss had invited celebrities to play a few rounds of golf, so it wasn't totally impossible. So I ditched the interview and decided to follow him. I trailed him around the corner and saw him walk into the men's changing room. I waited outside, but when he didn't come out after 5 minutes, I threw all my common sense to the trash and went in.
Ah!
Oh my God! It is you! My brain flatlined, and all the angry speeches I'd rehearsed for 5 years flew out the window. It felt like an out-of-body experience, like the betrayed version of me was frozen in place, and the part that still loved Rylan broke free and threw her arms around him.
What are you doing?
I swear, I thought I was gonna kick you in the face the next time I saw you, but I'm just so happy right now. I've missed you so much. Suddenly, 2 strong hands gripped me and pulled me off Rylan. Guys, I know you're doing your job, but I know him. Tell them, Rylan.
Tell them what? I have no idea who you are.
What? Of course you know. I'm Eva.
You're not gonna stop, are you? Here, take this and get out.
He turned to leave, but I grabbed his arm. Rylan, it's me, Eva. Why are you pretending not to know me? What kind of sick game are you playing?
Get off me, you psycho!
His security dragged me out as I kicked and screamed, and then they threw me out of the venue. If that wasn't humiliating enough, my boss fired me for creating a nuisance. I lost my job, my dignity, and my emotional stability all in one day. And I was devastated. I spent years imagining this moment, where I'd yell, he'd apologize, maybe laugh, maybe cry. I never thought he'd just look through me like I was a complete stranger.
That's because he is a jerk. And now that you've hit rock bottom, you can only go up from here.
Or I could keep digging till I enter another dimension and get away from my miserable life. Sky tried to cheer me up, but I couldn't stop thinking, why would Rylan pretend not to remember me? I spent the whole night digging for answers. And sure, Rylan mentioned his hometown in his interviews, but nothing about school, friends, or any childhood memories. Even other people were confused. That's so weird. No one forgets high school unless they want to. What if Rylan Pierce is just a stage name for this guy, and the real dude's locked in a basement somewhere? Most of these theories made no sense. But after the way he acted at the golf club, I knew something was up. And as luck would have it, his team was apparently hiring an assistant for him. Bingo! I applied under a fake name, told Sky I was off on vacation, and booked a flight to LA. If Rylan wasn't gonna let me get close to him as Eva, I had to go in as a completely different person and find out what had happened in the last 5 years. So I dyed my hair and changed my eye color. But when I got to the interview, the place was crawling with applicants. Mostly girls with Rylan's face slapped across their t-shirts. I was the only one who didn't look like a deranged fan. And that's exactly what got me in.